How can you tell if you are training your muscles or your nerves during your stroke recovery? And why does it matter? By the end of this video, we will answer both of these questions. Hi, my name is Sonia Coons. I had a stroke in 2011 and I've been actively recovering from it ever since. I am living proof that it is possible to reverse the effects of a stroke, and that is what we share on this channel.
Hi, I'm Peter Coons, Sonia's husband. I have more than a decade of experience as a nationally certified health and fitness trainer, and I've been with Sonia every step of the way in her stroke recovery. The three things we focus on in this channel are retraining the nervous system through proper body mechanics, mobility training modified for stroke recovery, and the benefits of being on the carnivore diet. If any of these sound great to you, then smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. Full disclaimer, we are not medical professionals and nothing said on this channel should be considered medical advice. Now, training the nerves or training the muscles. The nerves act as the communication system between the brain and the muscles. Without the nervous system working properly, your muscles aren't going to get the right message. And they might not get any message at all, especially post-stroke. So you want to train the nerves before you even try to get to the muscles. In the process of that, yes, the muscles are going to activate. But where is the focus? The focus of your training should be on training the nerves until the nerves can respond appropriately and deliver that correct message to the muscles. Then muscle training is possible. But until the message is getting through from the brain to the muscles, you need to focus on the nerves. So what's the difference in a practical way? If you're doing a bicep curl, you need to keep that elbow in before you ever even try to do a bicep curl, like with weight, with just the arm, it doesn't matter. You've got no business even attempting it until you can get this elbow into your side and keep it there. This is nerve training. Keeping this elbow where it needs to be. When you're lifting weights, then you're doing two things. You're lifting, which everybody knows, but the other part is you're stabilizing. Yes. Until you can stabilize that part of the body that you're attempting to work with, you've got no business attempting to lift with it. Yeah. So when you're stabilizing, when you're working on just being able to stabilize, that's when you're working the nervous system.
Yeah. It's like when I was doing
tricep extensions.
Triceps. Normally, before, what, it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, since you first did them.
Yeah. But before then, I had, there's no way. There's no way. Because I knew that my nervous system could never hold the hand over here, get my elbow down, and get it back up. There's no way. My elbow.
In other words, she couldn't stabilize. Without stabilizing, she couldn't do the lift. The lift is laying down. She's talking about laying down on her back. She's got a dumbbell in her hand, and she's keeping the elbow more or less in the same position, and she's bending and extending her arm.
Yeah.
You have to be able to stabilize that elbow by muscle power alone.
Yeah.
She couldn't do that, and then a few weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, suddenly she could. She could stabilize her elbow enough to do the exercise. So then she was able to move forward from nervous system training to focus on muscular system training.
Yeah, but but with nervous system, it's always working. I'm always, when I go to work out or whatever, I always start with nervous system. My nervous system is always my #1 priority. Okay, and then my elbow may be a little bit like that, but it was, I know I can handle that. Then I can do, whatever exercise that we're talking about.
And if you're wobbly, but just a little bit wobbly, you're able to more or less do it properly, cool, that's fine. The whole entire time that Sonia, she's working the muscles by doing the exercise, but keeping that stability during that exercise, that's still a nervous system training. Yeah. She's doing both. You're not going to do one without the other.
Yeah.
But where is the emphasis? this is the main purpose of this video, is where should your focus be and how can you tell? Now, why is it important? Why does it matter? Because if you're jumping the gun the way physical therapists have been trained to, where you're focusing on doing the lift, you're focusing on moving the weight or moving one part of the body from point A to point B, but you can't do it correctly. If that elbow is way out here and you're doing this, but you're still moving the hand up and down and counting that as success, you're skipping the vital step. You have to get the nervous system trained and responsive well enough, at least, to do it most of the way, to do it 80% correctly for proper exercise form or proper movement form. If you're dealing with walking or walking upstairs, being able to move the body the way it's supposed to move, the way the body mechanics naturally move, and then your body's going to be happy. And that's the whole point of all of this with recovery, is making the body responsive and keeping it happy.
Yeah.
Because if you can move, but then you're pissing it off in the process,
Yeah.
you're
Not
gonna,
happy.
Yeah, not happy. And then you're going to run into more problems in the very near future.
Yeah.
And many of you know exactly what this is. It sounds really familiar. So, anything else for the discussion?
No, that's it.
All right, cool.
So,
let's get into an example.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm just walking from wherever, here to there, then I'm just walking, okay? And I am using my muscular system because I don't, I'm going from one place to another. I'm not really worried about, am I doing it correctly? I'm doing it the best that I can. But you notice that
her right foot's a little bit floppy when she's stepping forward.
So but like I said, if I'm just going from one place to another, I don't really care about it that much. I'm going my muscular system.
And she can do it well enough that she's not messing her joints or her body up in the process.
If I'm training, then am I walking? No. If I'm training my nervous system, I'm going about shoulder width.
Shoulder width.
Okay. And I'm going one. And to get this stabilized and with the nervous system, the more that I can get that where it just goes back and forth, then I can do this. Okay, they're. I know it must look like it's two different things. It really is not. Okay, so go like this, shoulder width apart, do like that, and then now what happens? First thing, my ankle.
Does
so I push my weight basically so that this my foot is stable, and then without moving, and this is the that I have trouble with, but keep my angle straight, and then this is the hard part for me. So I just stay here. I just stay here because I know that, and there we go. It just fell, and that's what I was going for.
Through the communication of the nerves to the muscles, then she put that ankle in the proper position where she wants it to be, but it doesn't want to automatically go.
Yeah.
She's training the nervous system, and yes, her muscles are getting worked too, but her muscles aren't getting the big workout.
No.
Because just shifting her weight isn't going to do a hell of a lot to your muscles. But right now, that is working her nervous system really well.
Yeah. So I'll do that one more time. So like that.
This right here is her workout.
There you go. And back. Okay. So
You look a little winded.
a little bit, so that is a difference. Okay, that's the difference between your muscular system and the nervous system. Again, they're both. You need both of them. You can't have one without the other one. But like Peter said earlier, the nervous system is your brain, and then gets that communication through the nervous system.
Your brain is telling your body to move in a certain way or to do a certain thing.
Yeah.
And the muscles execute it only when the nervous system can get that communication to the muscles correctly.
Yeah, which is why stroke victims, you try to do something and you either can't, or you have, you know, you're trying to do like this, but it's going like that. That is a nervous system. So that's what you should train to strengthen your nervous system.
That equals stroke recovery.
Yes. All right. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All right. I love you guys.
You guys rock.
Mwah.